Hey man, we just wanted to thank you guys for coming out to the last Point Man breakfast, and we were blessed to have you guys there. And I just wanted to follow up to Andy Stanley's message and to see how we're applying it to our lives. We learned from Andy Stanley with Moses and his father-in-law Jethro that Moses was not using his gifts and talents the way that he needed to, and Jethro, his father-in-law, came in and basically really corrected him in what he was doing so that he could use his gifts that God had given him specifically for the purpose that God had called him to. So Andy was talking about how can we use that and apply it to our work situation and create more margin in our life and our workplace, and then that would create more margin at home and for other areas in our life if we used our gifts and talents specifically there at work. And so I know a lot of you men talked about that you're going to sit down with your boss this week and talk to him about that. And a lot of you guys said you were going to work towards how to make your way towards using more of your talents and what you're gifted at to spend more of that time at work directed towards that. So I just encourage you guys to follow up with that and continue to think about how can you work your way, move your way towards that at work to create more margin in your life. Then we had men that also said that, hey, listen, that in my workplace right now, a lot of guys are being let go, and there's more work piled on my plate. So I have to be able to juggle all those balls, and I have to do all this stuff that I'm not necessarily great at and don't enjoy doing in order to keep my job. So just encouragement to you guys, and there's a lot of us that God calls us to do everything as if we're working for Him. So just encourage you guys this week, even the balls that you don't want to be juggling, do it with the right attitude for the Lord. Be a great witness, be a great light to those co-workers and to your boss, and just work hard and working hard for the Lord to do it. And then for you guys that also too, I know some guys are looking for jobs out there and are having a hard time finding right now what job to take. But we just want to let you guys know that we're praying for you guys, and that you would really think about what are those talents, gifts, experience that you have that you can be able to offer a company that's maybe looking to hire somebody. And again, we'll continue to pray for you guys. And also, I know there's a group of guys that are retired, and we're glad you guys came out to the Point Man breakfast. And just encourage you guys that, you know what, I know we know this, that in the kingdom of God there's no retiring, and so this is a great opportunity for you guys that you're not necessarily going to a workplace, but that you have extra time that you can, what are the gifts and what are the talents that God has given to you that you can use to build the kingdom of God for His glory. So I encourage you guys also this week thinking, what are those talents, what are those gifts that you have, what's your passion, and then plug in to our church and use those gifts and talents for God's glory. Use those gifts for God's glory in our community, wherever God has you. But encourage you guys to really think about that. And then for myself, I want to share with you guys kind of what the message meant to me and how God used it in my life. Basically, I was looking at buying a video camera in order to be able to do these videos, and I really wanted to have a good high quality of it. And the video that I was looking at was relatively pretty expensive. It was $699. And several of the guys that I knew that I didn't necessarily have the money, really didn't have the money to buy a camera like that, but that I was going to go ahead and buy one anyway, which wasn't wise, but I was going to do it. And God brought in my life 4 different men, and each guy encouraged me not to buy the video camera. The first 2 guys, one was George, my buddy up in Minnesota. Another guy was Hans. Another guy was Gabe, and then another guy was George Freepresizer. And then finally, around the 3rd or 4th guy that brought this to my attention said, you know what, you don't need to get this. We can figure this out some other way. I listened, and finally, by God's grace, and I didn't go buy the video camera, which would have been a very foolish thing to do. And I really got that from the message this past Saturday, the Point Man breakfast, where Moses listened to the counsel of Jethro, his father-in-law, and humbled himself and said, okay, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do what I've been doing, but I'm going to listen to my father-in-law. I'm going to listen to this godly advice, this wisdom. And so by God's grace, I listened, and I'm very thankful to those men that they stepped out and really challenged me on what I was doing. And there's a verse that God brought to my attention, and this is in Proverbs chapter 9. And it says, rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to be a wise man. I want to be known that people in my life can come up and correct me or discipline me or encourage me and say, hey, Jimmy, you know what? You shouldn't be doing this. You need to do something else. And I want to be known as a man, a godly man, that listens to those around him and doesn't let my pride get in the way, like Andy was saying. And so I encourage you guys also this week. Maybe there's someone speaking something into your life, God's brought into your life, that maybe you haven't been listening to, that you need to listen to now and apply the godly counsel that they've given to you. Could be your wife, could be your boss, could be your friend. I don't know who that is, but I encourage you on that. You guys, can't wait to see you guys at November 14th is our next Point Man Men's Breakfast. We're going to have Neil Davis, and it's going to be a great, great Saturday breakfast. Looking forward to hearing what Neil has to share with you on being a husband, on marriage. So I definitely want to see you guys there. Make sure you remember to sign up at our website, www.tcc.org, and go to the men's link, and then click on register, sign up, and also encourage other men to come out. So we'll see you guys on November 14th.